Hello guys!
Hi!
Welcome to Occupy Mars demo stream on Steam Games Festival. Let me just take it off. Okay. So, last time we made a stream during demo launch. The demo was launched last week on Tuesday. And thanks to your great feedback, do you hear us well? Is everything okay? Yeah, so thanks to your feedback, we've already made 2 updates to the game to fix the most important issues which you may have encountered. So yeah, here is Occupy Mars, the game demo. As you can see you cannot see it on the stream because it's in the down left corner, but it's version 40.1, and so this is the newest one. We just released it a few minutes ago. Some people reported issues with joysticks and with some HOTAS devices which were not properly capturing the input. So right now they are fixed, so you shouldn't have those problems. Yeah, so and one more thing which I think it's important, is when you press F4 you have this feedback reporting tool which we've created. It's very useful it's also useful for us because we want to develop this game for a long time. We want to improve it and we want to make changes often. So if you notice some issues, some problems with the game, you can type what's the problem here, and you can select one of the checkboxes here. If it's a general issue, it's maybe some related to gameplay. Yeah, is it too loud? Okay, I will try to be more silent. If you select the bug here, it means that it will automatically send a log file to us, so you don't have to look for it. You just have to type your problem, select one of the issues here, and face, for example, a happy face that you like what you think, or your emotion about the issue. It will help us to filter out and to sort the issues. So if you send and you wait a few seconds, you will see that thank you for your feedback, and we received it, and you will find it in our workshop.occupymarsgame.com. Yeah, so let's get back to the game. I think I've talked enough. Let's just check if we are on the fantastic settings. Yes, okay. So I'll give it back to our Martian, who played also the last time. I will check, some people are saying there is something wrong with the Twitch transmission. I will check, probably Twitch also has issues because we have Steam Games Festival and there is a lot of games streaming right now. We had the same problem yesterday with Twitch, because probably there are too many games streamed at the same time. I will check it meanwhile, as my colleague here will be playing.
Okay, so let's begin. Okay, I will try to do everything as they said, so I don't want to skip tutorials. Okay, you have to always monitor the bars located at the bottom of the screen, like stamina, space with O2, hunger and hydration. In order to survive you need to eat, drink, sleep. You can find O2 bottles and water bottles in the rover. Also in the headquarters you have CO2 scrubber, which produces oxygen, and you will see it later. And basic movement. You can replenish your water supplies directly from a well device. I will show it later. Oxygen, like I said, and water bottles and O2 oxygen bottles are in rover. Also, to move you use WSAD, C to crouch, Shift to run, Space to jump. You can press Tab to open your tablet, L to enable flashlight, and you can press V to switch between first person view and third person view. And let's begin. This is our rover from inside, and we need to drive to this marker, so let's drive. We can switch our cam.
Yeah, that's very important, because some people were asking how to operate the rover and the crane. So you have all the controls in the upper left corner. So you just press V and it will switch between first person and third person mode to see your key bindings. Also, the pressing tab is an important feature, because you are switching between driving mode and crane mode. Maybe you can show it from the inside. And also, when you are out of the rover, pressing tab will open your tablet, which is also important. Yeah, so here we have the control panel for the crane. Yeah, so we actually didn't talk a lot about it in the previous stream, so we can talk about it now. In the upper right you see claw, but you also have two more tools which will be available in the full game. So you will also be able to choose welder or the drill to operate using the rover. So welder will be helpful to build big buildings, and the drill, of course, to crush rocks. And yeah, here we also have crane camera, and so we can see from the top the claw, how to operate it. We will also have a crane light, but we don't need it right now because it's daytime. And we can switch it to transport mode if we want to travel longer distances. Yeah, so you can just place it close to the rock and pick it up, and we can do this. But we can also press V to go in third person mode to better see what we are doing. So meanwhile, as we are playing, I can tell you about the improvements we've made recently. So we made a lot of improvements to some of the things you reported. For example, if you get out of the rover, the doors will not open automatically, because some people told us that they would prefer to stay locked inside the rover to save O2. So that's what we did. And we also plan to make a lot more improvements in the next updates. I will talk about this later. Meanwhile, I will check what's the problem with the Twitch and Steam, because some people are reporting that they are not streaming correctly. Let me check. They should work, so it's strange.
Okay. As you see now, we have to use our grinder on the corridor piece. So let's do this. So it took a while. Okay, crashed. Now we have to collect more rocks. We have a marker on this rock. So I will try to drive there and use our drill to make smaller pieces, and then we will be able to put them to the trailer. A little bit closer. Okay. Now let's use our drill to smash this iron ore. It's very big that it took so long.
Yeah, but after you crash the big one, and the next ones will be a lot faster. And they have a lot of iron inside, so it's good to collect as much as possible at the beginning, because later we will need at least 200 of iron. Okay, I will try to do something with the stream, because on YouTube everything works, but people are saying that there is a Steam issue. Maybe it's due to everyone streaming at the same time.
A little spoiler, in the full version of the game you will be able to upgrade this drill, and it will be very quicker to smash rocks, but you need to wait to the full version. Just one more time. I hope these rocks are small enough to put them to the trailer. Let's check if we will be able to do that. Oh, flying rock. Try to grab it. We can't. It's too big, but it is on Earth right now. So this is a good news.
Oh, I think the stream on Steam is now working. I just see it. So to any of you who had issues, try to refresh it, and it will work. Yes, great. I think probably Twitch will also refresh at some point. Just at the time when everybody is streaming at the same time. So that might be a problem to Twitch, but we can do this. And currently on Steam we have 1,100 people watching, so great. Yeah. Of course you can also play at the same time, because the demo is available. And to answer some of your questions, yeah, somebody wrote that we should maybe lower the bitrate, but Twitch worked fine in the previous stream and we didn't change anything, so it shouldn't be a problem. I think it will be resolved at some point, I hope. Yeah, so Steam and YouTube are working.
Somebody asked how much the game will cost.
Yeah, so actually we don't know yet, because that depends on our publisher. They will set the final price. But I guess you can expect something similar to other similar games. It shouldn't be too expensive, or to similar games from Playway maybe. Of course, our game is quite big as for this publisher, but we have our own studio. We work currently on 2 games. One is Occupy Mars, of course. We are working on this game for about 3 years right now. And yeah, and we're also working on Dinosaur Fossil Hunter, which is currently on Kickstarter. You can find it there if you go to Kickstarter.com and search for Dinosaur Fossil Hunter. It's a game about paleontology, where you search for dinosaur fossils. Also very interesting. And yeah, so that's the answer basically.
This is very important. Our task is to unload rocks from the trailer to the crusher, but we don't have power, and power is needed so the crusher can work. So on the screen we see that we have no energy, and we need to have 25 kilowatts. So let's go down. Okay, here we have solar panels. You can check the status of our buildings, if they have or haven't electricity, on your tablet, on a map. I will show you right now how to do this. This is our map. We need to click here on this lighting, and the buildings with red color doesn't have enough energy to work, so we need to do something that they can actually work. This is our transformer. We have 4 inputs and 4 outputs. This is an empty slot, so it didn't need power. And here we see a battery pack. Let's check this battery pack. And as we see, battery pack is connected directly to the shredder. So now we just need to put energy to this battery pack, and now it has 21 kilowatts, so we need to give them more, and have to check our battery pack. Capacity of this battery pack is 180 kilowatts, and now as you see it has 114 almost, and power in is 53 from our transformer. So let's give 25 kilowatts to the crusher, and now we will be able to use it. As I see, we need to drink something and eat, and we need more oxygen. So like I said before, in the rover we have water bottles and O2 bottles, and in our inventory we have food. It's a processed food, and just click right mouse button to consume, and the same in oxygen bottle and water bottle, and now you see it's almost right. Okay, we need to go back to the rover and unload our rocks. Just click here, and you will see that rocks is falling down to the crusher, so we need to wait a little bit.
Yeah, so somebody just wrote that he reported the bug with game controller. So the current version 40.1 should solve this problem. Some people have joysticks and HOTAS controllers which constantly send input to as a -1 position, for example, to the system. So now it shouldn't rotate any screen or anything. In this new update it should be fixed, so you can play without disconnecting your joysticks. Yeah, and now we are printing the battery pack. And yeah, remember to always read all the information on the tutorial screen, because if you don't read them, you will really have a hard time going through the game for the first time. Yes, somebody is saying about the save games. So I already posted on the Steam forums that we are now working on the prologue, so it will be upgraded version of the demo, a longer one. So in the prologue you will be able to save your game, and also it will be longer. It will have additional missions after the storm, and we will try to add as many upgrades as possible based on your feedback. We fixed about 30 bugs reported, so yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to develop the game together with you, the players, and everything you report, we will just prioritize based on what's the most important, what's the fastest thing we can fix, and we will try to fix it as soon as it's possible, right? Yeah. So right now we are setting up a ghost to build a battery pack, and we need additional battery pack to quickly charge the batteries during the day before the sandstorm hits. A lot of people on the forums are asking us to remove the sandstorm, but try to think of this way, that without the sandstorm, basically you wouldn't have to I mean, the sandstorm is forcing us to think about really surviving here on Mars and doing this quickly, because without sandstorm the demo perhaps would be too easy. Now you really have to learn how to do this properly, to build battery, to charge it before you, as long as you have power, as long as the sun is shining, because later it will just be more difficult, and so it adds some pressure to the gameplay. But you will notice that if you play a few times, you start learning how things work here, and it becomes basically you learn how to survive, and that was our goal. We didn't want to make a too easy survival game. We wanted to make it interesting, and so that you will feel the sense of achievement once you survived, once you completed this mission. It's always very hard to balance everything, because for some people it's easy, for some people it's hard, but we think it's basically kind of good right now, because it's balanced in a way that you can complete the demo. Some people complete it in like 10 minutes even. I think one of our players from our Discord server, his name is Cerber. He finished in like under 9 minutes all the missions. So if you know how to play, it's super fast without using any bugs or anything. You just know what to build in what order. And if you are playing for the first time, then you will probably need more time, but in the current updates the sandstorm is showing later, so you should have more than enough time to complete all missions. Maybe not in the first try, but maybe on the third one. It's also fun to die a few times, to see all the possible ways to die in this game, because as some of you saw our video, dumb ways to die on Mars. So there are many ways to die, so at least you can learn about some of them. Okay, and meanwhile, while I was talking, the chat was full of messages. Okay, so yeah.
Okay, as you guys saw, I printed a battery pack, another battery pack, and I connected one to each other to have more electricity during the night, actually, to make sure that it will be enough. Both batteries have 180 kilowatts, so now I'm doing the task to supply electricity to all of the buildings, and I've connected these battery packs with our headquarters, because in this headquarters we will have potatoes to grow, so it needs a lot of energy. And I switched cables, and I connected our shredder to another slot on transformer. Now I'm just waiting for the second battery pack will be loaded enough to switch power directly to this headquarter. In the meantime, I've collected 200 iron from shredder, and I need to put them in this container. This is also one of the tasks which we need to complete. So as you see right here, I have iron. I just put them into the container, and we heard sound of victory. And now I'm trying to put energy directly to our headquarters, and I'm going to plant potatoes and produce some oxygen. As you see, I have 76 kilowatts right now, so I can. Okay. Let's seed potatoes and make oxygen. We don't have power in right now. We need to wait a couple of seconds. Okay, it should be right. Okay. So this is our headquarters, and we have instruction how to grow food. We have seed tool on our hotbar, and we will have to make sure that our plants have enough water and light, and I will show you how to do this. This is our hydroponic shelf, and this is a plant incubator. We can seed plants right here, and the plants will grow faster in this incubator, and after a couple of hours we can take them to this shelf, but I will seed them directly on this shelf right now. Okay, this is our seed tool. Okay, this is exactly what I said. We need to remember that potatoes are ready to harvest after 20 hours. So it's a good idea to get some sleep while waiting to grow. Okay, I will see 6. And this is our display when we can put demanded resources. Okay, 1.3 and 1.8. Okay, so we just need to wait and give them time to grow. And this is a CO2 scrubber. This is the device which actually produces oxygen, like you see on the bottom of the screen. Oh, you're done. Okay, we don't have oxygen right now, and we need to turn on the CO2 scrubber. We need to use these switches to make sure that the value of oxygen will be good for us, and we need to watch out about temperature. It can be over 100 degrees because this device is going to blow and you will die. So this is very important. Okay, we have almost 13 liters per hour. And also remember that CO2 scrubber needs energy. So make sure that headquarters have enough energy to produce light here in our potatoes, and that our CO2 scrubber also have enough energy to work. You can check it on this screen. Right here you see that headquarters has 15 kilowatts per hour and needs 30. So we have enough to all features will be great. Okay, and we have 3 tasks to complete. I will go back to rover and try to to get some sleep because it's almost 7 p.m. and it's going to be cold. Let's try to the 8. Okay, we don't have enough oxygen, food, water to sleep so many hours, so we need to eat something, drink, and have oxygen. We can eat something else. Okay, that should be enough. Let's sleep to the 8. You can of course skip this animation of sleeping, just press escape. Okay, and we have information that plants are withering. Let's check it. What is going on? They shouldn't be withering. Okay, I just put all energy to the battery pack. And this battery pack is 27. Okay, as you guys remember, our headquarter needs 30 kilowatts, so I can change this value to 40, for example, and on this, in the other battery, I will change exactly to the 30. It gives us chance that battery will have longer enough energy to supply headquarters during the all night, and now it will be good, I think. Okay, so let's find the tablet with geometrical data. If you look at the map, somewhere you will find a question mark. I will double click here, and now I will have a marker which show me exactly where I need to drive to look after this tablet. Oh, I didn't show you our base. I will show you later.
Yeah, you heard a message that the plants are withering. We need to make sure if we have. Do you have the batteries connected to the hub?
Yes, we have. I switched values on battery packs, and I think it should be good.
Meanwhile, I was answering some questions on our chat. Somebody asked about using the well on Mars. So actually on Mars there is a lot of water on the ground and in the soil, in the Martian soil. So our well is not it's not a typical Earth well. It's like a futuristic well which has heating, and it heats the ground underneath, and you can use it to it's using solar power to heat the ground underneath and extract the water from the soil. Of course, you can't build a well anywhere you want. You have to search for water-rich deposits. So that's why you have the tool. Maybe we can show it. You have under your 6. So yeah. So that's the spectral detector, which we also call water detector sometimes. You can, for example, target a rock, and you will see that it detects that the rock is mostly consisted of iron, but there are subcomponents like silicon, calcium, aluminium. So this way you can quickly check which rock is using what, composed of which components. But also it helps you find water-rich places where you should build your Martian wells to extract water. So that's how it works. We wanted it to be as close to realism as possible. So I pasted some of the links to the articles on the chat. And of course, we also have, I think I can spoil that to you, that we also have a winter location in the full game where there are some ice rocks, so it's not like this is the only way of retrieving water. But as you can see, our well is really useful because it has built-in solar panel which makes it work during the night. But as you can notice, there is also a plug which you can connect, and this is to make add additional power, because of course if there is dark you may run out of power, so that's where you connect your batteries. So you can connect batteries to use water all day long, 24 hours. Okay.
You can also drink directly from well. If you put off the cable, you can charge your suit with water, and as you see, the bar of hydration is full, but I need to connect it back that our plants have enough water to grow. Okay, let's charge our rover. On the right side you can see a socket which you can connect the plug one side, and second side you should put into the transformer. We have one open slot here, and let's make sure that you will get then some power. Okay, so in the meantime, while rover is charging, I can show you the rest of our base and check our tomatoes. What is going on? We don't have power.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering, because you had the warning about
maybe our plants are withered right now.
Okay,
This shouldn't.
40.
And our headquarters needs 30.
Okay, so
So
but
it's-
is your cable connected to
The cable are connected, I'm sure of it. Let's 35 for example. And let's check it again. If our plants are withered right now, we will have a problem. Yes, it was 30 and headquarter needs 30.3.
Oops,
Oops,
not enough.
not enough.
Is it
No,
is it
it isn't
died?
withered.
Okay.
Right now we still
Oof.
have a chance
Okay.
to grow it.
Is it 60 or 80? Here.
Should be 80.
By the way, in one of the recent updates, we added the possibility to edit those values, so you can just click and type the value you need. Sometimes it's good to just add one more.
Okay, it should be.
Okay, they are growing. Sometimes it's good to add one more because the current is fluctuating, so yeah.
Okay, we have second floor on this headquarter. In the future, here will be some other stuff, like wardrobe, for example, like chem lab, etc. This is bed which we can actually sleep also, like in the rover. And here we have some kind of bathroom with a shower, and on the other side we have small living room with desk, and still we have bed. Like you see, we didn't see. We don't have oxygen because of that headquarters hadn't enough energy, so let's eat something and try sleep. Make sure that our potatoes will grow. I need to eat something before. And try to get some sleep.
Okay, so meanwhile I'm answering on the chat. So now you are just sleeping to...
Yes, I'm
grow
sleeping
the
to grow the
potatoes.
potatoes, yes.
Yeah, so
It took 20 hours.
maybe I will answer with my voice. So yeah, somebody was asking why do we have the storm in the demo after all? So for those who played, I guess you already know. You already know that the storm, first, it looks cool. We wanted to show you guys how we implemented the storm, because it gets really dark and you have this feeling of really needing to survive. Oh, and your plants are grown, so you can pick them up, and that's the last quest, right?
Yes.
Okay, so as you can see, guys, this game is really not hard. You just need to learn what to do in what order, and here we go, 32 minutes. But we can do this in probably about 10 minutes if we really focus. Yeah, so the storm first looks cool. Second, gives you a sense of it gives you the pressure and the feeling you need to survive, and the pressure to work faster and harder. Because if you are on Mars, you need to always remember that you are a few millimeters from basically vacuum, so you need to have this feeling of danger. Yeah, Giga, speedrun, do it. Yeah, maybe we can, but we have to focus. But when you are streaming and talking, it's always harder to do speedruns.
Okay, you can talk, I can do a speedrun.
Okay, I can try it.
I try.
Why is it always Thursday? Honestly, I have no idea. Is it always? I think no. Last time we did the stream on a Tuesday last week, and also tomorrow we are doing Dinosaur Fossil Hunter stream, which will be on Friday. So it's not always Thursday. Oh yeah, there so many questions that it's hard to answer all of them. Yeah, so Rick is writing that basically we all need to report as many issues as possible. On one hand, yes, but on the second hand, we already have a lot to do, and if you report too many, then we may not be able to add everything quickly. So this would delay the prologue. So I think we don't want to delay the prologue. We just want to fix and improve everything what's possible. So the most important, I think the most often repeated issue is currently the controls. So this is our main focus right now. So we are focusing on improving the controls, the rover crane controls, and also adding the possibility to remap your keys, so that you will be able to change your key mappings. Actually, it's quite a big task for us, because we need to change the system, but you know, for now we were focused on all the survival mechanics, and now it's time to focus on this utility issues which make the game like more easier to play on some devices. So that's our focus right now, and while implementing this, we will also implement controller support, because for now we had partial controller. We were playing like for testing using for example Xbox controller, but it wasn't we didn't have time to do it like completely. So in the demo currently controllers are disabled, and in the prologue we hope we will have key mappings and controllers enabled, and a lot of other things. As I wrote on the forums, we will have so the mission will be longer, the sandstorm will be ending, and after sandstorm you will have another things to do. Also there will be save system, so you won't have to repeat your demo every time. Yeah. So we are looking at everything you report. There is a lot of reports, so it's not really possible to maybe implement everything, but at least we have this feedback reporting system where we can sort by the most important things, the things that repeat the most often. Watch out not to get covered with rocks because you can die. Okay, I think you can already pick those.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. Are you trying to
I need
speed
two more.
run?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I don't want to
I know
distract.
that I will be needed 200 iron, so
I don't want to distract you from speed running it. Okay, so yeah, and yeah, so it's also possible that we will, if we have enough time, in the prologue we will add new HUD, the new visual HUD in your helmet, because the demo is using the old HUD system. We were working on a new HUD for actually a few months now, but it wasn't completed before the demo. So the new HUD looks slightly different, and it shows more information. For example, there will be two progress bars for oxygen, one for the suit oxygen and one for the internal oxygen of the building you are in. So I think it will be also it will also make your life easier, because you will always know if it's safe to take your helmet off, and still how much oxygen left you have in your suit. So yeah, we also are working on better tutorials, something like hints on the HUD, so you will be able to press, for example, H key or F1, and there will be some there will be an additional like small panel with hints what you should currently do. Can we get a screenshot of the new HUD? Maybe I can arrange that later, but I would have to, you know, open up the editor and look for that. So maybe it's just better to wait and let us release the prologue, because we hope it's not that long. And yeah, one more important thing. You should know that this game really has a lot of mechanics, a lot of things implemented which are not in the demo. I think maybe demo is like 2% of the full game, because we had to cut out a lot of things not to spoil you the main story, because there is a story in the game. And you have, in the full game, you will have a lot of buildings. You will have, as you can see even in the tablet here, you will have the technology tree, a special screen for robot control, suit status, and a knowledge base. And a lot more blueprints to print stuff. I could talk for hours about all the features we already implemented, but they are waiting for the full release. Yeah, so the demo it was the quick thing we could do to give you the free game and see what your reaction are. And now we can, based on your feedback, we can quickly add all those features you need for the full game before the release, because we decided it's really very important, because after 3 years of development, we no longer look at the game the same way you do if you play for the first time. So we really needed this external feedback from you guys. And thank you for all the posts on the forums, for all the reports in the book tracker, and our Discord server. And it's really helping us to basically decide what's most important for you, what we should focus on first, what we should improve first. So yeah, I think the demo was really a good decision. And also, this way we could show you it quicker during the Steam Festival.
I forgot to connect the crusher to the transformer.
Yeah. What is on the chat right now?
Failed this speed run.
Maybe not so much. Maybe try to still be fast.
I hope so.
Yeah. So somebody wrote that the beginning is a surprise because you're sitting in a car. So in the first version of the demo there was a very long text on the loading screen, and I noticed that not many people were reading this text. So right now we made the text shorter, and it explains basically what happens. So why do you start in a car, in the rover? It's because you are a member of a base, a big Mars base, which is far away from here, and you were sent to this old research station in the Gale crater, which we are on in the demo. And that's the prologue to the full game, because it's a separate location, smaller one. This is an old base, and you were driving here for a long time. And after you arrived, of course, your food supplies are low, your oxygen is going low, your water supply is going low. So that's the challenge, right? You need to fix the base, grow the food, and collect some water in order to survive. And there is also the storm coming, so you need to be quick. So everything like comes together and forms the story of a prologue. But after you finish the prologue, you will be able to come back, drive away from the Gale crater back to your main base, and the main base is where the story of the full game begins. So that's why you start in a rover. Okay, meanwhile I will also take a look at Steam chat, because there are also people there, and we are using Restream, and Restream is not joining the Steam chat with the YouTube chat and rest chats, so we need to check both. The chat on the right is from the YouTube. Something like Take on Mars but working. Yeah, we hope it will. Don't do this. Yeah, you saw there is a red number here. It means don't press the start button because you will overheat the system and it will blow up. So you always need to balance between using enough energy to generating more oxygen and not getting too hot. I think you maxed it out because you have 13 liters per hour. So you should generate a lot of oxygen pretty quickly. And yeah, so it's a good idea if you're speedrunning, because you can play this game in many ways. One, you can speedrun the demo to complete it in 10 minutes. On the other hand, you can do everything you need like in a few minutes, and then you can play for a few hours, because if you set everything properly, you will have enough oxygen, water, and power to survive maybe 2 hours during the sandstorm of real-time gameplay. So then you can explore, but of course sandstorm makes it a little harder because it's dark. Always remember you have the L key to enable your flashlight, and also the rover has a lot of lights which you can enable if you look at the top over your windshield. Greetings from Turkey. Hello. Okay. Are there any reasons not to put oxygen generator on max output every time? No, of course you should try to put it on max, but it's not easy for beginners. You need to learn how to do it. And yeah. And also if you overdo it, then it will blow up. So as you can see, it's the balance. Also, sometimes you may want to set the CO2 scrubber, which produces oxygen, on lower settings, because you don't have enough electricity, right? So if you max it out, of course it will produce 13 liters of oxygen per hour, but it will consume a lot of power. And if you have low battery, outside batteries for your base, then you may run out too quickly. So it's always, you will need to balance in the full game, because you will build your own base and you will have to decide about a lot of those things. So that's another reason why we decided to publish a demo first, to teach you guys and show you guys our idea for this game, and also teach you how to use the electricity system, because it may be complicated at first, but we really thought this through. We really had a few versions. Maybe I can tell a little bit about the history of making it. So like 2 years ago or a year ago, we had separate DC current and AC current in the game. But after our internal testing, it turned out that basically people couldn't understand how it works. It was too complicated. You had to learn basically electrical engineering to make it work. We had separate cables for DC current. We had those big bulky cables like the Tesla supercharger cable, and for AC we had those which we currently are using. There was a thread on forums on our Steam page, and somebody was not very happy about the fact that we have only one type of cable, and we can connect it from the solar panels to the transformer, and then you can connect it, it transforms to AC automatically, but basically it was a choice to make it to balance between gameplay, fun gameplay, and realism. Because AC/DC is cool, but then some people were asking why are solar panels not working? They were working, but you couldn't charge rover from solar panels because solar panels were on DC and the rover was on AC, and a lot of people had this problem. So we decided, okay, let's assume that our solar panels use micro inverters inside, which just output the AC automatically, and this solves a lot of problems in the game. Because right now you can charge your rover, you can charge your base, you have one device for power splitting, which we call the transformer. Maybe we'll change the name to power splitter, because we also have water splitter and oxygen splitter in the full version. So yeah, so having only one current system is really better for the gameplay. I assure you guys that you wouldn't want to have two of them. It would be just you just spend all day trying to make the cables work. Yeah. So that's the thing. Another question: is multiplayer currently planned? So as I said before, we really wish we can do this at one point, because it would be awesome to play in co-op. For now, it's just very expensive. Okay, so your plants are ready. Can we finish?
Yes.
You lost your lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Your battery is probably down,
yes.
But let's see how much time.
Ground potatoes. 15 minutes.
Yeah, 15 minutes. So half the time of the previous try. Okay. So I'm happy that some people say that it was a good decision to unify the power system. Yeah. So right now maybe we can, if you did the speedrun, so maybe we can show some details of the game. For example, if you go back to the first person mode, we can show the lightning up on the top. So here we have a lot of options which we can click. One of them is locking the differential. It's easier, for example, when you are backing up or driving to different terrain. We have a transport mode, which is for the crane. It's basically hiding the. Yeah, it's easier when you are driving, for example, through some lower sections. And on the left and right we have lights. so we can this is the light control. This is the headlamp. So maybe try to turn everything on. So that's the headlamp. That's the left lights, back lights, headlamps down, and right lights, and also crane lights. So that's how it looks like when you turn everything on. Of course, it looks a lot better during the night. Maybe we can go to sleep and show it to guys.
Let's remember that these lights consume a lot of battery, a lot of energy.
Yeah. So you can discharge your rover, so you have to always remember about it. The same is for your spacesuit. Your spacesuit is also battery powered. You have a socket here which you can use to charge your spacesuit, as you can see. Currently it's charged to 100%, but if you use a lot of flashlight, it will discharge quicker. Yeah. So here you can change your helmet. In the game you can crack your helmet. For example, if you fall from a big height, or if there is some explosion, it can, or if you, for example, in the full game you can drive the ATV, and if you fall from it, you can crack your helmet, and then you lose your oxygen very quickly. So then you need a spare helmet to survive, because with the cracked helmet you won't be able to go very far. Yeah. So now we have, what time is it? It's 20. Okay.
8 o'clock p.m.
So yeah, people are asking about multiplier. So as I said, we were thinking about this. We did some analysis about this, and it is expensive to make. So it depends on the game, on how many people buy the game. Will the game basically earn enough to be, so we are able to do the multiplier? But I agree, it will be awesome. So if you tell your friends about our game, add it to your wish list, then that's the best way to support it, and that's the best way to make multiplier, right? Just spreading the word about the game. Okay, so back maybe to the inside panels. There is also a camera, rear camera, which we have in here. If you click on the camera, and we also have the button attach hook, which we can use to dismount the trailer, and we can switch to a different one, as you can see. So we can switch. In the full game there are currently 3 trailers available. So you can have the this trailer for the ground, which you can to collect rocks. Here we also have the container, which in the prologue you will have a mission to put it on your trailer and to get it back to your main base. That's why you had to insert 200 iron inside, because you need to collect it for analysis. So yeah. It takes some time to learn how to back it up, because it's the same with real trucks. And if you drove a real truck before, so attach hook. If you are, and it should load the container. So if you load it, try to reverse a real truck, it's also very hard, because if you go left, then the trailer also goes left, and then you have to go right and think about like in reverse. Yeah. So what else can we show to the people? Maybe here we have, as you can see, we are low on oxygen in the rover. In the full game, of course, we can we can charge the rover with battery and also with oxygen. Here we have the crane light, crane camera, and also a control panel for remote controlling it. Also very useful. Okay, somebody on YouTube is asking, do you know about a bug when you throw ore into a truck using hands? I think it should be possible to, because we added that feature. If you collect those small rocks, you'll be able to throw them into the trailer, and it will be collected just like using the big one. So yeah, it's not a bug, it's a feature basically, because we were on an event last year on a fantasy convention in our city, and we noticed that some players tried to do this. So they were trying to pick up small rocks and put them in the not in the container but in the trailer for the big rocks. So we added this feature. You can just throw them and they will be collected. So yeah. Yeah, so somebody wrote that we should try driving later. Yeah, if you learn how to back up the rover in the game, then you can drive the real trucks. So that's how it works when you drive it remotely. Imagine how cool it would be to have a co-op where one of your friends could, for example, drive it for you. If you look down, you will see your controller and the camera in front of the rover, so you can see yourself in here. Yeah, so you're just try not to drive into yourself.
Most close.
Yeah, that's you. And you can switch to the backup camera, and also you can control the crane from remote. So it's also cool. Okay. Somebody is writing to me on our Discord, I think.
I have an idea. I will try to grab myself. What do you think about it? Okay, it will be also useful that we can switch plow and drill from this remote.
Remember that this is very cold at night, so you are losing your HP and health pretty quickly, so you will probably die of cold pretty soon.
I just want to die. Leave me alone.
Yeah. So because you can always eat food, drink water, and
if you have it.
Yeah. We don't have the how is it called? I forgot how to say it. If you played our game, apteczka. If you played
first aid kit.
Yeah, the first aid kit. So if you played Rover Mechanic Simulator, our previous game, where you basically fix Mars rovers like Opportunity, Spirit, Curiosity. Then there is a first aid kit in the hangar, and the first aid kit is actually from this game, so you can. In the full game, you will be able to restore your health using the aid kit. Yeah. So somebody is asking again when it will be possible to save the game. So of course, as I said before, in the prologue, we are enabling the save feature. So you will be able to play longer, play after the storm, use the save feature, and hopefully also remap your key mappings. And a lot more. We are adding stuff as quickly as we can. Do you want to grab yourself?
Yeah.
I never tried that actually.
Me too. Oh, I can.
Yeah, we have to add this.
It's another dumb place to die.
Yeah, there is so many ways. Today I accidentally electrocuted myself in the game. By trying to do... Oh, you died probably because of the cold weather?
No.
No, by the door?
Yeah, by the rover.
Somebody is asking, will the Perseverance rover be added to the rover mechanic? Well, first we are adding Curiosity rover, which is almost finished, so expect an update soon. And then I think we can add Perseverance. Yeah, so you died by accident. But Curiosity will be a big update because it's such a big rover with so many different features that it will be basically, it will double the playtime of that game, of Rover Mechanic Simulator. So yeah, but it's a very interesting rover. There is a lot you have to do to learn about it.
Okay, tell me once again what I need to do to die because of electricity.
Ah, yeah. So what I did, but because yeah, we can try this. What I did was I built. Maybe you don't have to do all those things because I built another solar panel, bigger one, connected it here, then set up the maximum output on the transformer and maximum output on the battery.
Okay.
And then I just used the grinder in the exact spot where it just electrocuted me. Yeah, let's try to connect it. And now here, let's type 100%. And on the second one also.
I don't have second one.
Yeah, might be this one only. Yeah, so type 180. Or you can manually do this also. And yeah.
I need to wait.
No, actually no. So now take the grinder and stand somewhere in here, I think. Here? Yeah, somewhere on this corner. Yeah, here. Try to grind it. And there should be some sparks. Maybe you just need to stand in the... Yeah, I didn't destroy it completely. I stood in some place where it just electrocuted me. Maybe try to be closer to the plug. Oh, like that, yeah. You just got completely electrocuted. That's another way to die. So if you saw a video on our YouTube, dumb ways to die on, yeah. So as you can see, electrocution. Not sure if anybody tried that before, but that's also in the game. So that's what I wanted to tell you guys, that there is a lot of features which are hard to see in the game because the demo is like a compressed version. So the tutorial and everything, you have to learn very quickly. But if you search, you will find a lot of things. For example, if you stop and show them the board in the rover, that's another interesting thing. So if you get out and try to open this board here in the wall.
On the other side?
No, there, inside. So, no, not here, not here, not here, left, here. You can take away the board. And now the rover is not working because that's the rover controller. So in a full game it can break, and then you have to fix it using your workbench. So as I said, there is a lot of things which you don't see at the first look, but if you play the game more, you will notice that a lot of devices have such boards which you can fix. For example, that a lot of devices
almost
have
everything.
Sockets.
Yes.
Yeah, let's try the transformer.
Here it is.
Yeah, so there is also a board here. Yeah, transformer, battery, yeah, so things like that. Also inside the building, in the CO2 scrubber, there is a board, and there is also a possibility to produce oxygen into bottles. So that's another thing. Yeah, the prologue we think will come out sometime after the Steam summer sale, because during the sale there will be just, you know, the Steam will be focused on the you know, crossed out prices of many different games, and also we want to implement as much of your feedback as possible into prologue. So I think we can expect the prologue after the summer sale. Yeah, there is also a board in the shredder. Yeah, so there are a lot of places with such boards. Somebody is asking on Steam, how do we get air into my main base? Oh no, what is that board is big, it's controlling the whole habitation here. So in the main base, to get the air, you have to use the CO2 scrubber in here. On our Steam forum, as one of our fans wrote a great article about how to use this CO2 scrubber to optimize it. Yeah, so there is also a board here. So yeah, somebody asked, are we a Polish company? Yes, we are from Poland, Lublin, and somebody on Steam also wrote that you can walk through our city in Google Maps. Yeah, there is also a street view if you want. So our city, I would say, is a very nice place to live. Currently there is summer, there is beautiful weather, a lot of trees, a lot of nice clouds. So you can always visit as a tourist our city. Okay.
Interesting thing, you can destroy buildings from inside.
Yeah,
You
can destroy almost everything and build it back if you have resources. Yeah.
If I destroy the shredder now, I won't be able to.
Yeah, you cannot print another parts for another shredder if you destroy it. Okay, there are so many messages. Somebody said before that he had some kind of freeze in the game, but I don't know where. If you can write more about it, because we couldn't find such issue. So we will try, but it may be fixed in the current version which we now have. So this is the oxygen extension of the rover. You cannot use those bottles for your spacesuit, but you can use them to make the rover have more oxygen. And also there will be battery extension here, so you will be able to drive longer distances. And on the top here there is the container for your rover tools. So the grabber is here, but also you will have the big drill for the rover arm, and also the big welder, which in the full game you will be able to, for example, set up a lot of ghosts of buildings to plan your base, the layout of your base, and then you just, of course, running around them with your hand welder would be hard, so you can just drive a rover around it and just use the welder to build your base quicker. Yeah, so you can also enter the trailer if you want. So on Steam there is chat there is a discussion about Google Maps.
They're looking for Lublin.
Yeah. So I think our city is fairly recent. At least the street view was updated maybe 2-3 years ago. So it's not that far. Actually, in the place where I park my car, I parked near the Google Street View car for some time. So they are still doing something with updating the Google Maps. Yeah. So right now you are trying to retrieve the tablet board.
Yes, but also I'm going to find a tool, upgraded tool. I hope I will be able to find it. It should be right here.
Yeah, but I think it was in the previous versions.
Yeah.
Not sure if they are now in this one. But in the full game there will be a lot of upgrades to use. So as you can see, this base is destroyed because it's an old base. Oh, this will take a long time. Let's try to do this. Yeah. So yes, in the prologue, the tablet you pick, you will have you will have another missions to do with this tablet. As you can see, the one you picked, we have it in the inventory and it has a health bar. So it's kind of broken and you will have to fix it to retrieve the information. So that's another mission from the prologue. Yeah. What else can we show?
Maybe you have some questions.
Okay, so somebody wrote in Polish on our YouTube chat that he tried to complete the demo 3 times and couldn't produce the oxygen and water. So maybe we can show him how to do it now. First, you have water in your rover container, in your rover cabinets, over the bed.
I just took it.
So you just took
a second ago.
Yeah. So if you can
it was here.
If you can open your inventory, here we have water, oxygen, but we also have food. Some people didn't notice that this is the processed food, and if you, for example, drop it, you will see. If you go outside and drop it, you will see a box. So it's actually food you can eat.
So we have 6 bottles of oxygen and H2O in rover, and you can also produce oxygen in bottles, and you can drink directly from well.
Yes, so we can show that. So we have this water well, which is somebody said that the well is, it doesn't look like it's going underground, but we have this. If you maybe you can crunch using C. There is a like a bell in there which goes underground, and that's the one which hits the soil underneath and retrieves the water from it, as you can see it. Yeah, so that's where the water comes from. And if you try to disconnect the water from here, you will be able to drink it. So you can just that's like an easier way of drinking water in the demo. Of course, the water cable is snaking like in real life. Oh, by the way, if you can take away the spectral detector tool, you will see that you are now standing on the water spot on number 1. You have it. So as you can see, it says best water bearing place found. You can build a well here. So, but if you go away from here, it will not be a place full of water, and you will not be able to see it. This water spot is quite big. If you go back, you will see that those signs are getting smaller, because the spectral detector is trying to detect the H2O particles. And if you direct it on a rock, you will see what is this rock made of. So it's mostly iron, but also silicon, calcium, and aluminum. Yeah. So if you get closer to the water spot, as you see, the bars on the water detector are rising. And also on the terrain, you will see this effect of glowing water. It's maybe not always visible, but it's visible during some hours. That is like glowing, yeah. So in this place you can build your water extractor.
I don't have small engine.
Yeah, you are missing some parts, so you would have to go to the 3D printer, print the parts, and then come back. As you can see, the small engine is
small engine screws.
Yeah. So maybe if we connected the CO2 scrubber before, maybe it produced some oxygen to fill the bottle. So we could show that, or we could go to sleep and show it after it produces more. So not a lot is produced. Not enough. But if you go to sleep,
let's try.
somebody else on Steam is asking about VR. So we don't yet support VR, but hopefully later it will be possible.
We don't have power.
We don't have power and we don't have light, so we have to manually override the airlock.
The second battery pack is useful.
Yeah, so we can just type everything we need. By the way, you can show you are drinking from the well. We can show maybe the flashlight. That's how it looks like in the night. If you turn on the flashlight, it's a very useful feature, but of course it will drain your suit battery. Yeah, what else do we have? This time we are showing the details, so we are not far in the tasks which we completed previously. Do you have an idea what to do now? Well, right now we are sleeping with the...
We are sleeping with no oxygen, but...
With no oxygen and with the flashlight on. Maybe
I won't show how to refill oxygen bottle.
Yeah, but without power it will be hard.
Yes, I'm going to switch cables and put battery pack directly to headquarters to increase chance that we will have power through all night.
Yeah, so by the way, for those who are right now joining our stream, we are working also on a second game called Dinosaur Fossil Hunter, which is currently on Kickstarter. And you can, if you back our dinosaur game about looking for fossils, then you can also pre-purchase a key for Occupy Mars on that Kickstarter. That's why I'm mentioning it. If you are interested in helping with development of our games, that's the best way to help. The Kickstarter will only be available for the next 10 days. You don't have enough parts to build this.
I know.
Yeah.
But I can build a big base, for example, and show how much electricity it may need. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it will take some time.
Yeah.
But you can in the full game. You know what else we can show? We could show hiding the trailer in the crusher.
Yes, we can.
That's an interesting feature. There is another question about the price for the game. So as I said before, we actually don't know yet because this will be our publisher decision. But I guess it will be, you destroyed the solar panels again.
I built another one.
But I guess the price will be probably around similar to some other games published by Playway, maybe slightly higher because this game is really big. But you shouldn't expect some really big price. And also, right now, if you back our other game on Kickstarter, you can find the link on our Steam page. So if you back Dinosaur on Kickstarter, you also can get Occupy Mars key for only 19 Canada dollars. So it will definitely be more expensive than 19 Canada dollars. So it's a good deal right now to back our Kickstarter if you are interested. Maybe I will post a link in the chat to our Kickstarter. Okay, so now you're connecting the crusher to... but you need to take the cable.
Oh.
And the question is, which of the cables is the right one right now?
Okay, this is some feature. This is yellow.
You could do this.
Yes.
Yeah, it's almost in the beginning.
Okay.
I always try to fold the cables instead of just throwing them around because you can run out.
If cable is connected
Right now,
to something,
yeah,
I'm run out of cable.
Yeah, you don't have enough. So you have to fold both of them, I think, to have enough to do this, because they are just laying around everywhere. Yeah, so I will send a link to our Kickstarter campaign and the post about Occupy Mars. Maybe some of you are interested in supporting our Kickstarter.
What's going on with this cable?
So somebody is asking, will the first public iteration of the game will be released in July? It depends on how you look at it, because this is the first public iteration of the game. This is the demo we've prepared for you, and this is publicly available. And so the prologue will be the second iteration, which we hope will contain all or a lot of the things you wrote on the forums that you would like to have improved. Right now we are working on improving the demo and making the prologue better for you. So that would be the second iteration. Of course, meanwhile we already published 2 updates for the demo, which helped some of you. So that will be the second iteration, and then we will develop the prologue. And after the prologue, we will focus on finishing the main game. So that's the plan, to make a good game. That's our plan.
Because I destroyed one of the solar panel, I don't have enough energy.
Somebody is asking about jumping faster than sprinting. Is the bug? I'm not sure if I know what you mean. So yeah, somebody is also asking, are we going to put this game on Kickstarter? No, because this game is already 3 years in development. So we actually don't plan to make Kickstarter, and making the Dinosaur Fossil Hunter Kickstarter was really, it was not that easy. We had to work on the Kickstarter page for about 2 months to prepare all the graphics, trailer, the demo, but yeah, it was a lot of fun also. So as you can see, right now we are changing the trailer from the...
We are hiding it, actually.
Yeah, we are hiding it in the crusher, because the crusher is also it's a shredder, but it's also a 3D printer, and
kind of
it's a storage, so it's you can hide a lot of stuff in here to use. And for example, you can switch the trailer to a different one. So this is the main trailer, and we can, for example, then put the container on, right? Yeah, sprinting and jumping together is faster than only sprinting. Yeah, I guess that's like that in many games.
Power jumps.
Yeah, it's called a power jump. So many games are like that. Yeah, so yeah, somebody also wrote on the Steam chat that he played Dinosaur Fossil Hunter demo, and it's pretty nice if you like dinosaurs. So thank you very much. We also we will stream tomorrow our Dinosaur Fossil Hunter game, but you can play it right now on Steam Festival, and also you can support us on Kickstarter to get keys to full game later when available. Okay, so right now you can. Oh, you have high thirst warning and low oxygen. So also remember about that. Maybe to the camera. Okay, it's there. So yeah, if you want to support our studio, the best way to do it right now is to support our Kickstarter, because you can purchase Dinosaur Fossil Hunter key, and also you can book future Occupy Mars game key. We also have a special pledge level in which you can get 4 games for pretty cheap, because you can get Occupy Mars, Rover Mechanic Simulator, Dinosaur Fossil Hunter, and also Tank Mechanic, another great game from a different studio, from Playway. So if you're interested, just visit the Kickstarter and then you can do this. Okay, so right now we are storing the second trailer, our container. So you also can do this, and you can switch them this way. Sometimes it's easier than just backing up. If you want to have multiple containers, you can give them names in the full game. In the panel behind, there is a possibility to put a name in here if you want. Actually, I never did this during hiding, but turns out it's possible. That's good. Okay. Oh, by the way, somebody asked about jumping and during running. So remember that this game has lower gravity than normal games because we are on Mars. So we tried to make it realistic as much as possible. So on Earth you would have 9.81 meters per second gravity acceleration, and here you have about 30% of Earth gravity. So that's why you jump higher, and this is more or less like you would behave on Mars. So I hope humanity will colonize Mars pretty soon. Maybe within our lifetime will be great. Fingers crossed for SpaceX to do this. I think they are the farthest away. They are the first who can achieve this, to colonize Mars. And I guess maybe Elon Musk will try jumping when he gets there, and we will see if our game is correct. But I think it should be pretty correct with the jumping height. So yeah, that's about 30% of Earth gravity. It's actually 3.7 meters per second squared. And we are still demolishing our energy supply. Another question about multiplayer. So as I said before, we hope one day it will be possible, but it depends on you. It depends on how many people are interested in the game, how many people will buy the game. And he just broke our well. And
no, I'm not.
We are losing water right now.
It's still working.
So if
I can bet if you want.
We really hope that a lot of people will buy this game, and then we would be able to add some co-op multiplayer version.
Oh, no, it isn't working.
Yeah, you broke it. So try to fix it right now. By the way, I just this reminded me of a funny story that when we tried to implement the methane generator. So, as you can see, you are using the blowtorch to fix the buildings and also to build them. But also it's hot, so it can generate fire, as we showed in our last stream. But if you try to fix with your blowtorch a device that is just spewing methane, then you can see in our video what's happening. So don't try to do this. Don't try to fix methane tank with blowtorch. It's a bad idea in this game.
You're overreacting. It's a very good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's how it looks like when you are building something and you run out of parts. So as you can see, the corridor is partially built, and there are multiple steps. Each building has multiple steps, and we have a lot of buildings in the full version of the game. So as you can imagine, we had a lot of work with this, because each 3D model, even the rover here, has different level of detail versions. For example, if you play on lower quality levels, or if you stand far away, it will switch to a lower quality model for optimization of the game. And also, if you destroy the rover, it will break apart into separate parts. And the same is for buildings. Each building has maybe 10 different steps, because we have level of details, but we also have this building steps, so we had a lot of work with every single piece, like the airlock, like the small corridor, but also big buildings. In the full game you will have greenhouses, copula, for, like, you know, from the ISS, and the dome, domes in which you can make gardens with trees and things like that. So each of these buildings has many steps when you are building it. So yeah. Yeah, so somebody on Steam is asking, so you blew up the methane tank with the welder? Yeah, that's what I wanted to say, that the welder is a tool for fixing stuff, but it doesn't apply to fixing stuff full of leaking gas. Yeah, I will try to find a link to our video from last year, 20 dump ways to die on Mars, and I will post it. Of course, a lot of things have changed in the games since that time, but it's still very interesting, and it shows all the features we have in the game. I mean, a lot of them at least. So I have pasted it on the chat right now. And also the song is made by us. We wrote the text, we recorded it with the help of our friend who had a recording studio. So yeah, you can watch it later and have fun. Yeah. So just like that, when you fix something that leaks water, it's okay, but when you fix something that leaks gas, then it's not a good idea. Yeah, and it's fixed. Okay, so
we can collect some rock, for example, and complete.
Oh, we didn't yet show one interesting thing. That if you drill the rocks to be very small, then you can pick them in your hands. And in this build, in this new version which we uploaded today, we fixed an issue with the colors. So right now the small rocks each have different colors. Right now, if you can see, they are probably all iron. No, this is aluminum, right? So they are like greenish color. But if you find, for example, iron rock, it will have different color, and it will help you distinguish which is which. Yeah. So that's how it works.
Okay, let's try to show it.
How to disassemble the solar panel, because with the saw you will die. Yeah, so we just disassembled the solar panel with the rover. You just have to hit it very hard and it would break apart into pieces. Yeah, so that's another thing. This is a big rock, so it takes a few minutes to destroy it. Break it apart.
Can you fill a fuel tank with expanding foam, some sort of fabric tape or such?
Do we have I think we don't have the tape right now in the game, but we can fix everything and break everything. We can fix using the welder, break using the saw,
or rover,
or using the rover. Yeah. We can also break the rover and play with the wheels separate.
But if you break the rover, you don't have another one.
Yeah, so don't think somebody wrote about sealing the fuel tank with some tape to give us time to remove the fuel from it. Well, that's interesting idea. I think we'll think about it. Maybe that's a good idea. And as you can see right now, we have that's a silicon rock. So as you can see, it's yellow. So you can pick it up, and also you can put it in your rover trailer if you want. And another question is on the chat is: will there be more different vehicles? So yeah, in the full game we have the heavy rover, we also have the ATV, we also have a motocross, which is not completely implemented, but maybe it will be in the future. Right now you can just you can print it,
and there will be also a jetpack.
Yeah, you have the wingsuit jetpack, which is the most amazing thing in this game, I think. Of course, in the full game you have to go through your technology tree to unlock it. But if you can fly on Mars, then that's the best. And we hope one day maybe we will add the Cybertruck, because it just begs to have it on Mars, some kind of it. And if we could maybe store the ATV on the truck, it would be great. We'll think about that.
As you collect these small rocks, you can put them directly into the crusher and use them to print something. You don't need to collect them only
but
rover.
Through the inventory, right?
Yeah.
Will there be any tanker vehicles? Yeah, so as you saw, we have in the demo we have two trailers, the rock trailer and the container trailer. But in the full game we also have trailers for storing liquids and gases. So you can, for example, take your water, oxygen and methane, put them on the trailer and drive to some remote location to, for example, you can use the, of course, water and oxygen to survive, and methane to some other things. Maybe I will not spoil what you can use it for. Yeah, wingsuit jetpack sounds amazing, and it is amazing. It's really nice and fun to fly on Mars. And the game, actually, when you unlock the jetpack, the game becomes kind of different, because then you can travel very quickly to distant locations. So, for example, when we are testing the game and we are playing with the jetpack and the wingsuit, we can sometimes, for example, I collected the rocks, but and then I forgot one, but I'm missing like one iron, so I just turn on the jetpack, quickly fly to the mining site, get one more iron, fly back to the crusher, then fly to the base to build a building, and then I realize, okay, I printed parts needed for airlock, but I forgot parts for the airlock ramp. So then I also start the jetpack, fly back to the crusher, print parts for the ramp, and fly back to the base and build it. So it just, the longer you play in the full version, the farther away you are in the technology tree, the faster the game becomes, because then you can do everything very quickly, travel quicker, build quicker. So, and also you upgrade your tools. So if you upgrade your jackhammer and the saw, the grinder, then you can very quickly destroy rocks or very quickly destroy buildings, or you can even upgrade the blowtorch to the third level to very quickly build everything. So we have that in the full game. Will there be downsides of using the jetpack? Where I think it's not. If you fly for the first time, it's like flying in real life. You have to learn first how to do it, because it's easy to kill yourself in the game. If you land too hard, it's not forgiving very much. So you have to learn how to slow down, how to approach the landing. But after like 10-20 minutes, you should be an expert, I think. Yeah. More questions. Will you ever add in signal triangulation for small side missions to find rovers for such NASA that are doing area surveys around the world to repair them? Yes, I don't want to spoil the main story, but we have some rovers in the game, and we have some way to look for signals on the map, because in the demo the whole demo happens inside the crater, but in the full game, remember, you will have an open world which you can explore in any direction. So it will be, you will have to use some detectors to know where to go, because it will be hard to find some places. For example, I can say that we have the Olympus Mons in the full game, the location with the highest Martian mountain. But of course, at the beginning you won't even know in which direction to go to find it. Also, we have a snowy location where you can build a snowman. Yeah, Mars is smaller than Earth, but it's still big. So you have to, without a jetpack, I think driving everywhere with a rover is not a good idea. And now we are burning our plants because they are withered because we didn't provide them water and heating. By the way, we didn't show the bathroom.
Yes, we showed.
Yeah, I think we can show them. That's our fire.
I destroyed the bathroom. I remember.
Yeah, we don't have a bathroom because we destroyed it, but we have the living room. That's how it looks like. Here you have your bed, your office.
And I can destroy it too from inside.
I think try to burn this. I think it should. Yeah. So you have to watch out for the fires in the Mars base. But we don't have the extinguisher in the demo. The extinguisher is in the full game, so yeah. Will we get those beard drone things shown in the rover mechanics simulator? Yeah, I can say that we hope you will be able to fix them in rover mechanic in one of the next updates. And in Mars, we will see. For now, we didn't see like a big purpose of adding helicopters. We have rockets, definitely. We have a few different types of rockets to build. Yeah. So, what are the questions on Steam? Color coding. Yeah. So we added color coding of the rocks, and also we have color coding of the. Oh, can we show the bottle, or do we have enough oxygen? Not yet. So we also have color coding of oxygen water bottles, so we will be able to distinguish it better.
Okay, we have enough energy, so in the next few hours we will be able to produce an oxygen bottle to show you how to produce it.
Somebody asked, is the temperature broken because he noticed minus 32 degrees inside the base. So there may be many possible reasons. One is that
the base wasn't connected.
Yeah, the base wasn't connected to electricity, so without electricity you don't have a heating inside. Second one is that the temperature is changing slowly, it's not instant. So sometimes if you didn't have electricity and then you connect it, then the temperature will increase after some time, so it will slowly be heating. So it may happen that you have electricity, but you enter the base and you are still cold, because you just have to wait for some time to heat it up.
Especially in big bases. Big bases
Yeah, big bases need more heat.
time.
Yeah. So that's
Now we have 15 degrees.
yeah. So that's not
After
15
12
degrees
hours.
is cozy, and it's rising. As you can see, now it's 16 degrees. Only rover, and now it's 17. Only rover has like quicker switching because it's a very small room, so it can quickly heat up when you close the airlock. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to check. I can produce.
Somebody
oxygen
asked.
bottle.
Yeah, I think maybe we can now. Okay, we are filling the bottle, and now we should have. Yeah, we have the oxygen bottle. As you can see, it's green. So we have one more oxygen. So that's how you produce oxygen into bottles. You can store it in here. But now the interior has less oxygen. Do things break down over time, like the oxygen or solar airlock drifting apart? Yeah, so they don't just break by passing time. They will break if somebody, for example, hits them, if you hit your rover into a building, or in the full game there are some like natural phenomena which break things. For example, from the demo you know the sandstorm. Sandstorm is throwing apart some rocks which can kill you and can destroy buildings. But so you have to hide, and sometimes when there is a sandstorm you should run around with your welder and fix things because they are breaking apart. In the full game we have many more hazards. For example, it can happen that there is a solar storm, and then you will see auroras on the sky, and also the radiation will come up. So your spacesuit is securing you from the radiation as long as it's charged. So if you run out of charge inside the base, then even inside the base you may be susceptible to radiation. But during solar storm, if you go outside and even if your suit is charged, you will get damage from radiation. So when there is a solar storm, you have to hide. Same with the night, right? If you have night, then there is very, very cold, because on Mars it gets cold very quickly. So during night, you can just freeze to death. Yeah.
There is an interesting question. Do we send supplies back to Earth or samples? So, if so, would we need to wait for a window to send it back due to orbits?
Yeah, so right now you don't send anything because right now the storm is starting. As you can see, everything goes dark and it's hard to maybe just enable some lights. Maybe it will be easier. So the headlights, left, right. Maybe just not the crane light we don't need, but the headlamps down still. One more, the headlamps.
Yes.
and yeah. So yeah, we are standing very on the slope. Yeah, so right now we have the storm and we have to watch out. Can you order supplies? You know, we wanted it to be realistic, and you would have to wait for 6 months since something is launched from Earth to be delivered to Mars. Because Mars orbit is, when it's closer, it's 6 months, and then when it's far away, it can be 2 years to travel from Earth to Mars. So we think ordering supplies is not realistic. If you want to colonize the red planet, you just have to fight for yourself, right? You have to produce your own stuff. I guess probably there will be, if we colonize Mars, there will probably be some research stations which will create value for Earth in the future, but this will be like rare materials or some, I don't know, some vaccines or something. But for now, Martians will have to do on their own. Is there a way to up the battery cap? Yeah, so battery, the basic battery I can say that it's inspired by the Tesla battery pack. Well, of course it looks different, but we thought if Elon Musk colonizes Mars, he will probably also use the battery packs for storing energy. So you can build more batteries, of course, but you can also build expansions to battery packs in the future. So you can like stack them together to have more. Yeah, so we just destroyed our well.
Yeah. It doesn't work because of the sound.
When do we plan to release a full game? Yeah, we want to release it this year, but as I said before, we are doing these steps to make sure that you like the game. So first we release the demo, which you can play right now. In a few weeks we will release the prologue, which will be improved demo, improved version with additional features. There is a fire here because we have oxygen, so yeah. Yeah, so that's it. And after the prologue, we will release the full version later. But the full version, we have a lot of stuff already done. We just disabled that for the demo, not to spoil you the story, not to spoil the fun. But it's coming, and it should be not that long ago, not that far away. I mean, if you destroy a rover on Mars of a different nation, would I get a space pirate achievement? Yeah, that would be a nice Easter egg. But we have other Easter eggs. I think if we are able to add multiplier at some point, then it would be cool. But for now we have some different Easter eggs. Yeah, somebody's asking for Kickstarter. So this is the link to Kickstarter.
Oops.
What did you do?
Rover blows up.
You blow up the rover, oh no. But you survived,
Yeah.
with almost 0 HP. And we don't have, yeah, but this is how the broken rover looks like. This is the wheel. These are rover parts. Yeah, don't try this at home. Can you play with one of the wheels here? Your helmet is your helmet is broken and you are just completely. Yeah.
I just wanted to have some fun.
Yeah, that is suffocation. So if you back the Dinosaur Fossil Hunter Kickstarter, you can also get Occupy Mars key and Rover Mechanic key. I see the base uses a base power of 21. When night comes, no solar power. Is there a way to turn off the lights in order to save the power at night for the growers? The lights are working like this, that they only light up when you go inside. So they don't use the lights don't use electricity when you go out of the base. This is automatic, because obviously if you are living on Mars, you don't want to leave your lights on when you are not inside. You have to really be careful about power management. So yeah, every Mars base will have automatic lighting, I'm sure, because you cannot waste any bit of electricity. We need electricity for heating, we need it for making anything, so it's very precious. You have to balance it. Did I just say co-op? Yes, I said that we hope it will be possible one day. For now, all we know is that it will cost a lot to implement multiplayer, so it depends on how well the game sells. If a lot of people buy our game, we would love to add co-op, because it would be amazing to have a base together with your friend, for example. So yeah, if you share the game to your friends on Facebook and Twitter, more people will learn about it, add it to your wish list, and then co-op may be possible, thanks to you guys. Okay, more questions on Steam. Potatoes.
What about it?
Potatoes could get pretty boring after 90 days. Yes, but of course, demo only has potatoes, but in the full game you will have more different crops. We will have corn. What do we have? We have tomatoes. You can grow tomatoes and potatoes. Then you can have
beetroot.
Yeah. What else? We have apples. We have wheat, I think. The corn is also very good because you can make a lot of things from corn. I think, including some bread. There's a corn. There's a bread from corn, I think.
I hope
it's a thing. Yeah. So somebody is writing on Steam that it's a step-by-step procedure: release, fix bug, release, fix bugs. Exactly. So if you are following what Elon Musk is doing, I'm following his endeavors for the last maybe 10 years or more. I think I started reading about Tesla and SpaceX in around 2008. So Elon is always saying that you need to make 3 iterations of something to make a good product. So that's what inspired us with Occupy Mars. So we said, okay, if we release Occupy Mars right now, it will be like the first Tesla Roadster. It will be good, but maybe it won't be great. Then there is Model S, and then there is Model X, right? And the third car is always the best. Same with other things. If you build 3 houses, then the third house is the best, because you already know how to do it and you know what to improve. That's why we are doing first the demo, then the prologue, then the early access release, and we keep fixing bugs, keep adding features, keep reading to your feedback. That's our goal, to make it work. So yeah. Yeah, so somebody asked about these batteries, because 180 kilowatts of power doesn't last through the night when trying to grow your potatoes, even if you shut off the scrubber. But that's why you should build more batteries.
You have a task to build another one, and you need to connect
yeah, but
them with each other.
It also depends on how you connect the batteries, because you can connect them like in serial or parallel, right? So we have to connect them in series, one by one, from one battery to another. Then set the first one to charge, then set the second one to charge to 100%. Then, if you charge them, going to sleep, you have 2 batteries charged, you have more than enough electricity for the night, and you can even play for 2 hours during the sunstorm. I think you can also build 3 or more batteries if you want. The more batteries you build, if you connect them in line, from one to the next, then you will have a lot of power.
Or you can try to do this.
Yeah.
Build many batteries.
Yeah, so collect as many rocks as possible and build as many batteries. Yeah. Maybe we can fix that.
At first I was planning to build a huge base, but I think batteries could be a better idea.
Yeah. Oh, another example, somebody wrote on the YouTube chat that Elon Musk launched 3 rockets, but the first 3 failed, right? And he had to launch the 4th rocket to learn how to do it, and the 4th one succeeded. That's why that's the right way to do things. Whenever you try to build anything new, do it in the steps. First, release a smaller thing, smaller rocket or smaller car. See what the customers are saying about it. Improve it, fix it, make it better. Yeah, and then build a bigger one, which maybe costs more, but will have more features, and people will like it, right? And you will know better how to do it. So yeah, the same with rockets, the same with cars, the same with computer games. Yeah, the cost. Somebody's still asking about the cost of the game. So as I said before, it will be determined by the publisher, but I wouldn't expect some very high price. It will be It will be a good price for the value, I would say. Whoa, you really have a lot of rocks.
An interesting feature inside rover, you can check your tipper. As you see, is almost full. Is full blue. Normally is gray. I think I can put another small. I'm going to. It's too far away. What do you think? How many batteries I will be able to print?
Let's try. Because this, I think this rock is mostly iron. No, that one was too big. This rock is mostly iron, so maybe you also need some other rocks. We'll see later.
Okay. Tipper is full. So let's check how many batteries we will be able to print right now. But first we need to supply electricity to the shredder.
Okay, so now printing. Do we have power?
Yes,
Okay.
I just connected. I need to unload first.
Yeah, you don't have the resources, but that would take some time because you have full trailer. Let's look at this, how it unloads. Just, oops, do you have water? Yeah, so this is a lot of.
I don't think so. I need to check. Okay. Oh, come on. I think we can start printing. Right
Yeah,
now.
so Kickstarter doesn't have PayPal. Kickstarter works like this, that it only has credit cards, so you cannot do anything about it. Just how Kickstarter is made. Okay, so you can print 4 of them, you think? 4 batteries?
No, only 3.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have enough. Maybe, yeah, maybe later after you printed those, maybe you will be able to. Okay. Oh, the stream is going quicker. So now we are trying to print as many batteries as possible, right? And see if they will charge and how and what. Then we will try to finish the missions with them. What do you think?
We can.
Okay, so unless we die, maybe this will be the first run, the last run for today's stream, right? So we try to do this, and then that would be the end of the stream.
In the meantime, I try to reconnect the cables. to make sure that the headquarters will be connected directly to our batteries. And I think we need to check if headquarters will have energy throughout the night. If we have so many battery packs. I think this is possible. Okay, let's connect HQ directly to the battery. Oh, no, maybe later. No, I just need to.
Okay, meanwhile maybe I will I got so into the stream that I forgot that there will be some Q&A session on our Discord channel. So I will see if there are any questions here to answer on the Discord. Maybe I will post you guys a link to our Discord to also enter. And yeah, we have an awesome community on Discord. They really help us. If you are an active member of our Discord channel, then you can play beta builds sometimes to help us find bugs. Some people help us with this, so yeah, they are just amazing community. And this community is making the game better, because if you help us find something, then we'll be able to fix it sooner. Okay, I will just find the link.
Okay, now we can build another battery packs. And let's check how many.
Okay, so you have 2 already. Maybe type 180 on everyone, and you'll have whoa! On some moments we had almost 3,000 people watching the stream. Right now we have less. We have about 180, but it's 1,800. But it's still great. Thank you guys for watching. So yeah. Meanwhile, yeah, the Discord, I will check for the questions. Actually, we are responding to questions on the stream chat, right? So we are doing it here and there as well. Yeah, somebody on Discord asked about how to get the keys. So it's best to just ask on Keymailer. We will, when available, we will send them on Keymailer to YouTubers first. Okay. So
It isn't a good idea to get 180
Yeah, because it won't,
kilowatts because
it won't charge unless you wait long. Maybe we can do it like this: charge one battery, go to sleep, then charge another one, go to sleep, then charge another one, go to sleep. Maybe that's a good idea. I see that some people are also playing our second game, Dinosaur Fossil Hunter, and they like the demo, so that's good to hear. Yeah. Okay. So I think that we have less viewers right now on Steam because our Steam Festival event was planned for 2 hours and we already crossed 2 hours, so
okay.
time flies fast. Probably that's why we are not visible anymore in the Steam Festival page, but since we are still streaming, maybe I can increase that. I will have to check. That's probably why. Yeah, because we didn't know how long we will stream, but it's fun. So when something is funny, time is flying fast. Okay, so right now we are setting everyone to 60.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think that to make sure that every battery will be charging, we need to set up a little less value in the another one to make sure that every battery will be charging.
Oh, somebody is asking if he can rotate the buildings. So you can
before building.
You can
yes.
show him how to do this.
Okay, if you for example, I'm going to build a normal corridor, for example, and here we have a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
We can switch position with arrows on our keyboard, and we also switch the height of every building.
Okay, somebody is asking, will there be new buildings in the prologue? So maybe I will add a few. We were thinking about adding possibly maybe definitely we will add a new well which is allowing you to generate water bottles because it's almost done, and we will probably also add some water splitter. We're not sure yet, but it will help you to split the water into different pipes, and maybe something else, but we don't want to spoil too much from the full game, so we'll only add those things you need to play the prologue in the best way. There will be also some new tools inside the base, especially the workbench, so it will be like a desk where you can fix stuff. So it's also coming to the prologue. Yeah, and more tasks. So let's wait for it. And the new HUD also will be. I think you will like the new HUD because it will be more helpful. You will be able to see many different values. For example, how fast the O2 is growing, what's the inside O2 and outside O2 separately, things like that. Okay.
After the night battery is not charged,
yeah,
as we thought.
Maybe you have to set to 0. Oh, this one is charged because it probably flew to this one, right? Maybe you need a few more nights.
Well, this is also charged, the first.
Yeah, so it's probably going this direction.
Yeah.
We have almost
So
all of
the
them.
first one isn't.
Yeah, this one is not.
Because it
Is
wasn't
connected? Yeah, we have to change to,
Okay.
for example, and a few more nights, right?
So after one night, only one battery doesn't have power.
Okay, so how many do you have right now?
I think 5.
Okay. So I guess with 5 batteries we could survive the sandstorm for
5 days, I think.
for 5 or more days. Yeah, so to those who were asking how to increase the demo to make it longer, that's how. If you have power, you can live longer on Mars. That's the #1 priority, because the power can give you water, because you have to extract it using energy. The power will give you oxygen. Later in the mine game, the power will also help you generate methane. And if you have solar power or a different kind of power, you can have everything. So always remember about those batteries, because there can be, of course, nights, but also there can be solar storms, sunstorms, and other environment things which can cause you to have a problem. I didn't yet explain about the others. So, for example, you will have, there is also like a dust devil. They sometimes happen on Mars, dust devils, and it's like a small hurricane which can throw stuff around, and it can throw your plier around and also break buildings. So they happen sometimes.
I forgot about meteor shower.
Yeah. Somebody wrote on YouTube that live longer on Mars, but without alcohol, what's the point? Yeah, so
Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
You will be able to produce alcohol on
you can
Mars.
make alcohol on Mars in this game. That's official right now. Yeah. Because if we are on Mars, let's play a little chemist, right? So you probably saw in I think we made a devlog about it on Steam some time ago. That you can have a chemistry laboratory where you produce, for example, you can produce rocket fuel, liquid fuel, solid fuel for solid rockets, and also alcohol, because it's ethanol, right? So ethanol is also used for rocket fuel. So, and you have potatoes. So if you have potatoes, you can make alcohol.
You can even make vodka if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. We have potatoes. Now we have to find
Okay.
a tablet.
Somebody asked, do we have the ability to mod the game? Well, I guess some people already modded the game, because some people found a way to disable the sandstorm. But I hope in the full game we want to support some modding, so we will probably add in the Steam Workshop support, because it shouldn't be that hard. Also, there will be some files in the game which you will be able to add to the folders. For example, in the full game you will have a plier generator, so you can choose if you are male or female, you can choose how do you look, and your patch for your arm in your spacesuit. So you will be able to create your own patches for the arm, and maybe some more, because for example in the rover mechanic simulator right now we are adding a feature where you can put your own music in the game. So if you fix the radio inside the game, you can upload your own music and play during fixing rovers in the hangar. so it's really nice. Some of our testers are really enjoying fixing Mars rovers with some Black Sabbath in the background or some AC/DC. So it's your own music, so you can put it in the game. So yeah, we like to add such modding features, and we hope Occupy Mars will also have that. If I remember correctly, Take on Mars had a lot of modding support, so we hope to have something similar. You mentioned solar panels. What about wind turbines? Yeah, so wind turbines, I know that wind turbines are in some Mars games, but we are not really sure about them, how much power they can generate. It's really probably after NASA or SpaceX travels to Mars, they will have to test it. If it's really feasible. I know there are some theories. I think Scott Manley made a great video about wind turbines on Mars, that they should work, but it just doesn't feel right for us. So the game we focus on solar power, but later you will also be able to find some uranium, so you will be able to produce kind of like nuclear generator. If you know, NASA is working on a device called remember how it's called, the uranium generator. It's called, I'm tired from streaming right now, so I'm forgetting names. It's in the tech tree of the full game. Kilopower, right?
Okay.
So
Kilopower reactor.
Kilopower reactor is you can search on Wikipedia. It's a kind of reactor which is experimental, like reactor which is generating electricity from uranium, and it kind of looks like solar panel because it has this radiators on top, but those are not solar panels, they are radiators to dissipate the heat. So we will have kilopower instead of wind turbines.
Okay, this is almost middle of the night, and we have energy in first battery pack, and we have energy in second, and third also. We have energy in all of the battery packs, so I think the night isn't scary for us, and we will have electricity through all the night.
Yeah, so now we have to find shelter because there is low temperature, but we didn't connect. Did we connect the HQ? Yes, and we have potatoes right now.
Yes, we have potatoes, and we have enough oxygen to fill the bottle.
Great. Filling the bottle, yes, and we have the oxygen bottle, and we have everything we need to play really long. So you can treat this stream as a tutorial, guys. You can even fill multiple bottles. Mm-hmm. So now we have food, we have water, we have oxygen, and we have so much energy that we can play during the solar storm for a very long time.
You can eat those potatoes too. As you can see, I have 2 potatoes, and I will consume it.
Okay, so there is a bug in... Sorry for the spamming, guys, it's not my fault, it's a bug in the Restream chat.
What bug?
I typed in instead of turbines once, and it printed like 4 times.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Why is the night sky so blunt? Wouldn't it be much better in terms of visuals due to no light pollution? Yeah, we have added some fog, as you can see, because it basically the whole Mars looks better, and we checked the pictures from Curiosity rover, which were sent by Curiosity rover to NASA, And there is also such fog visible. Of course, it depends on the time of day, but mostly during the mornings and evenings. And the fog is causing the stars to look more bland than it would be. But yeah, in the previous version of the game, the stars were very crisp. Maybe we'll also improve that. So thank you for the feedback. Yeah, I will take a note about the crisp stars to fix them. And yes. Okay, so now, what are we doing? Going to sleep?
Yeah, because I have planted potatoes in the plant incubator, and I'm going to show how to get them from incubator to the shelf.
Can I navigate using the night sky? Would some constellations be visible and easily used as for such?
That's an interesting question.
It's very interesting, but yeah, I don't know if there... Actually, I didn't research this topic. If there are constellation maps on Mars, because remember that on Mars the stars will have different constellations than when you see them from Earth. So I'm not sure if we can provide this, because we will have to go to Mars to see how do the stars look. For now, they are not one-to-one. You cannot just find a North Star, for example. It's an interesting idea, but yeah, I'm not sure if we can if there is a way to be accurate here, because yeah, Mars is still far away and nobody was on the planet in reality. So we'll just have to probably wait for the real colonists to ask them that question. Yeah.
I have too many seeds. What should I do with them?
Yeah, so burn them and close the incubator. Will be space in the game. Well, space is everywhere, right? So, of course, we have to have some limitations. For example, if you are using the jetpack and the wingsuit, you cannot, at least yet, you cannot fly to the orbit using a jetpack, but we had to limit it also due to optimization, because you have to render a lot of terrain below you if you're flying. But you can fly pretty high, and yeah, you can fly pretty high, and you can send rockets, and then you can get reports from the rockets. More questions. What's the difference between the growers' shelves? So one of them, this one which you can close, is the incubator. So this is the incubator, and
plants here growing faster
at the beginning. They are growing faster at the beginning, but then they cannot get big enough, because this is a small pot. So if they grow faster here, then you can take them from here and plant them into the hydroponic shelf to make them bigger. As you can see here, they are just incubated in the previous one, and here they are growing faster, and you can see some of them already have the potatoes. In the full game you will also have greenhouses where you can plant a lot of them in the fields, and also you will have special tool for replanting. So you can, for example, take 6 or 12 seed plants to the replanter, then go to the other field and put them back into that field.
Okay, and my potatoes are ready to harvest, but if I put them on, the game will be over. I'm interested how many energy we have after all night. If we have 5, okay.
So
The
first battery is
almost
draining.
empty, and the second one
It's like that has
almost
more.
empty too.
It has more, and this one
Third is almost full.
almost full, and this one, the last one is probably almost full.
Also.
Yeah, and this one is totally full. So as you can see, if you have many batteries connected together, you can sleep multiple nights and you still have power. You can survive many sandstorms and other. Yeah. So what else can kill us in the game? For example, we have in the full game we have the meteorite showers. So sometimes on Mars, you know, meteorites can fall and create craters, and if you are unlucky, meteorite can hit your base or can hit you even. So yeah, during meteor storms, it's better to hide.
And getting hit by a meteorite is, of course, one dumb way to die.
Yeah. Yeah, in the full game, sandstorm will be random, just like all the other survival events. So we have, I think, 6 of them or 7. I mean, there is cold waves, there is meteorite showers, sandstorms, solar storms, tornadoes. What else? So at least 6 or more. I don't even remember all of them. And somebody on the YouTube chat asked about the crane. That mining using the crane is hard to use at first, but once you get a hang of it, it's a lot of fun. So yeah.
Remember to press V.
Yeah, but
and
you're charging, I think. No, you're not charging. Okay. So yeah, remember to press V when you are using the crane, and then it will become easier. But we are also working on improving the crane for the prologue. So we want to make it like more automatic, slightly. So you will have option to move it just like you do it right now, but you can also you will be also able to press some key to just select the rock which you want to take, and it will take the rock. Yeah, somebody tried the rover controller and says it's fun. Yeah, it is. That's how we designed it, to be fun. Yeah, so third person is a must when using the crane, or you can use the controller, or you can maybe we will add in the next version something to visualize the crane on the screens. We will see. So yeah. Yeah, and that's how it works. Question from stream: are you able to walk around in the big vehicle? Yes, of course. You can walk inside the rover. You can even control it remotely, as you can see. You have the camera, and yeah. How many tasks do you have? You only have to take the plants, right?
Like potatoes.
Okay. Okay, great. So yeah.
Oops.
Did you hit yourself? You are running out of something. Right now it's cozy minus 31 degrees outside, so our suit can handle it. Somebody has an idea. Wouldn't the combination of transformer plus 4 batteries plus another transformer be better?
Once again,
transformer, 4 batteries, and then another transformer. Well, I think it depends on what you are trying to achieve, because if you want to have multiple devices connected at the end.
Okay, at demo it could be a good idea, but in a full version you will have also a transformer upgrade, which will be added to the first one, and you will have more sockets.
Yeah, as you can see here, there are sockets here on that side, which are for the extension, right? So here, right? When you add the transformer extensions, they will expand in this direction and they will connect each other. The same for batteries, right? So the batteries, behind the batteries, there is a place where the battery extension will be connected. So you can make very big battery packs together. So yeah, that's just how to expand the battery pack. So there will be one screen, one controller, but then if it says that currently the total capacity is 180 kilowatts, actually you should change it to kilowatt hours probably. So if you add extension, it will be like 300 kilowatt hours or 600 kilowatt hours.
During the test I had almost 10,000 kilowatts in single battery.
Yeah, with the extensions.
With the extensions, yes.
Yeah. So that's how it works. What else can we show? In the previous stream we showed destroying the airlock and trying to enter. Maybe we can do it. Can you fry the cables if too much power goes through them? I don't remember if we have this, because if you have a lot of power and you connect the cable, will it fry? I think it will not, because we removed this feature because it could be problematic to some pliers. Just like at the beginning of the stream, I explained about the AC and DC, that we have two different cables and it was confusing. Okay, so right now we have only one airlock, and if you try to enter the base with only one airlock, that's how it ends. The air which is inside the base will throw you away, because there is too much pressure inside. So that's what we did. We destroyed one airlock and tried to enter it with the other one. So yeah. So when it comes to the cables, right now it won't destroy the cable if you have too much power, but we also have bigger cables, which I'm not sure if we will use them in the full game, because yeah, the bigger cables were initially planned for the DC power, because the first power system worked like this, that I remember that scene from The Martian, yeah, that the airlock throws you away. Yeah, so the first power system, we had different cable for DC. You had to connect the DC cable to the solar panel, and then from the solar panel to the transformer, and then the smaller cable from transformer, for like an AC power, to the battery in the base. And this was confusing for some people, so we just decided, let's have one cable, and we have micro inverters in the solar panels which provide AC power from the start, so everything is on AC, just like Tesla, right? So Tesla is charged with AC power with the superchargers, and the cars also take AC as input, and they use the alternating current engines, three-phase electric motors.
Okay, now I think it's the perfect occasion to check how many days we can survive with these all 5 battery packs during the sandstorm.
Good idea.
But I'm thinking that I don't have enough food to survive many days right now, because if I put potatoes, the game will be over. So
yeah, so now there is a storm. For those
I
who
only had water and
for those who see it for the first time, that's
oxygen.
So now we are drinking from the
well directly. and I will try to produce more oxygen. I have full, so I think I can produce 5 or 6 bottles of oxygen right now.
Yeah, so we have a lot of power, a lot of oxygen. We can produce many bottles of oxygen, and we can sleep for many nights and grow a lot of potatoes. Yeah, so somebody's asking about battery and AC power and not DC. So I explained it before that we have decided that we only use AC power, because it was too confusing to some gamers when we had 2 different cables and 2 different we had electric current with AC and DC. Then some people didn't know how to connect it properly. So there are, in the future, of course, there will be even more popular solar panels with microinverters which directly return AC power, so you don't need the DC actually, and it's easier to charge the rover, charge the base when you only have one standard. And I think on Mars it will also be important to have one standard for everything. Oh, your base is now kind of broken because probably a rock hit it. Okay, so you have to disconnect the water hose from the base to take a drink. Might be an idea to have a spot in the water tank. Yeah, so in the prologue, because right now it's disabled, but in the prologue the well device with the water tank will be able to produce bottles. So you will be able to fill the bottles using the well. Okay, so right now your water is not, if you click on the water again, it was red, I think. Your cable is not connected. Let us drink from the bathroom sink. Haha, yeah, so maybe you will do this in the full game. Yes, but solar panel return DC, if I correct, and most electronic devices use DC too. Unless you have a solar panel with microinverters, then they will return AC, the modern solar panels. Also Tesla cars.
Good news is that we still have energy.
Yeah, so how long are you now?
Third day
Yeah.
on Mars after the storm started. Okay, first battery pack, second battery pack is out of energy right now. The third is out of. Okay, seems like we don't have any energy. Now we have.
So maybe we can survive one more whole day. But maybe let's connect the water to have it in the base. Okay. Yeah, so the storm is hitting our
I'm starving.
You don't have the food anymore?
I don't have.
You have one.
One
more left.
If I collect more potatoes, I will end this game. So.
Yeah, you can eat potatoes.
Normally, yes.
Yeah.
Right now, no.
So we are. How long are we streaming? We are streaming. Wow, for
almost
3 hours. Yeah, so maybe we also should need to go and eat something. And slowly.
We can order pizza here.
Yeah, not on Mars, unfortunately. Your base is leaking, by the way, in multiple places.
Sandstorm is coming. And right now we are out of energy.
Out of power and out of light, but we can turn the flashlight inside the base. That's how it looks like with the flashlight. Without it's dark, but
water.
yeah. But we have water and we have the
Potatoes.
screen above, right? Okay, so you can really survive a lot.
If you are prepared well. Right now I'm starving and I don't have enough food, I don't have enough oxygen. So we have two options. We can collect potatoes and finish this game, or we can wait till we die.
Yeah, I think we can finish with some positive outcome. Why not? So maybe just let's wait 2 more minutes to have total 3 hours.
Okay.
Maybe did you show the bathroom? Because previously you destroyed it. Maybe we can show the bathroom to our players.
I showed it 3 times.
Okay. So I think you can even enable the sink, right? With the water flow from the sink.
No.
Here, maybe. No, it's disabled. Yeah.
In
So
full
in the
version
we have it.
we have. We can. You can also turn the water inside the shower.
Yeah, in the full game you can take showers. And maybe we'll... Yeah, by the way, if you look at the toilet, it's a very important device because on the right here you have like a special locker to take out like processed organic material, let's say, and you can use it as for your plants, right? As the... how do you say it?
Soil.
As the soil for your plants, at least to help, it helps make the soil for plants, so it's useful. Okay, somebody asked about today's changes in the what today's patch changed, so I will paste the link to the changelog in the chat, so you can read. Here is the changelog. Oh, thank you. Somebody said that he played yesterday and sent a lot of feedback for the game. Hope it will help. So thank you very much. Do you want to add the robot dog from the trailer? Yeah, so actually we have the robot dog in the full version. We are still working on improving it because sometimes it doesn't listen to our commands. Some time ago we had a bug where the robot dog was trying to kill us in the game. So definitely we need to fix the robot dog, but we have it in the game and you can give him commands. For example, he can follow you, he can pick rocks, he can collect rocks for you. So you don't have to run around the base, you can just send him to bring you something. For example, some parts from the crusher or some rocks from the mining site. So the robot is very useful. Yeah, so if you saw the movie, of course we were inspired by many different movies. The Martian is the one, but we didn't like 100% wanted to be to copy. We just wanted to inspire it by some movies. So we also, if you remember, there was a movie Red Planet from I think 1997, and there was a robot dog in that movie. So we really wanted to have also a robot dog in the game. We need to fix the base because it's leaking. Yeah.
I can fix it, but I think my end is closed because I'm starving.
Yeah, so let's maybe eat some potatoes. Maybe collect one, eat them.
I won't have chance to eat them.
Maybe just eat one of them and then collect more. Fertilizer, human poop fertilizer. Yeah, so that's what we use bathrooms for on Mars, to create fertilizer. Yeah, because in the full game we will have the greenhouse.
Oh, I checked.
Is your plant dead?
I think.
Oops. Because of the lack of power.
Yes.
Check another. Okay, so our plants just froze to death. So I'm not sure if we will be able to survive them. We waited too long, they are broken.
Oops.
Please make the most important feature, pet the dog, so you can be highlighted on the Can You Pet the Dog Twitter account. I didn't know that such account exists, but I can tell you right now that we already have this feature. You can pet our robot dog. Yeah, and he's jumping, he's happy when you do this. I wish I could show you right now, but he's not in the demo yet. So yeah. So that's the most important feature.
So we are going to die.
Sorry for the spam on the chat. It's the Restream chat issue. I think too many people are streaming right now. Okay, so we need to die right now. So let's die with honor. What can we do to die in an epic way? Yeah, so the fertilizer is used in the greenhouses to fill the big fields with soil, because here you have incubator and hydroponic shelves, but the third level is the soil, and to have the soil you have to have basically the poop, right? to make fertilizer. Oh, and that's an epic death, slow and epic death inside the shredder, right? Is it from the hunger?
Yes.
Lack of
Hunger.
Yeah.
I had oxygen.
Exhaustion. So you were just too tired because of the 3-hour stream.
But we survived almost an hour.
Yeah. As you can see, you can play an hour with the right battery management, and you could still complete. But we screwed up the potatoes because they were frozen. So yeah. So thank you all. Somebody is happy about the graphics on the Steam chat. Yeah. So thank you guys. I think that would conclude our stream. We also need to eat something, and we need to pet our robot dogs. And yeah. See you in the next one. As you can see, we are updating the game as fast as we can. We already pushed 2 updates to the demo. And now we are focusing on the prologue, which will have a lot of improvements collected from you, from your feedback, from our Steam forums. And after the prologue, we focus on the main release. So we do the 3 steps in order to have a great game for you guys on launch. So yeah, that would be all for now. Thanks again, and see you later. Bye.
Bye.